Hello all. A very good day to all of you. This is Vilasini from Veranda IAS and friends. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போறோம்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா the Hindu editorial analysis for the date August 20, 2025. So yes, the topic of discussion for today is a topic from your GS paper 2 social justice, and in the context we will be talking about the complex web of factors behind India's persistent stunting crisis. So stunting as an issue இது பத்தி தான் பேச போறோம். So in the context வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா the author of this article has elaborately discussed about health, right, stunting, malnourishment, right, children face பண்ற சில issues, maternal health care, how is it in the context of India, and there are also multiple statistics that this editorial has. So in the context let us also understand few things. So in the article பாத்தீங்கன்னா number one, here the author says in 2018, when Poshan Abhiyan was launched, the government had set a target to reduce stunting amongst children in India by at least 2%. So that has been cited. Next one, the overall they have spoken about what has been the progress with regard to stunting. Massive improvements irka, or are we still lagging behind? What has been the progress so far? Adu patti author pesirkanga. Next, many reasons have been cited over here. We will try understanding all of this one by one. So in the context, before we get into this editorial in depth, there are few things that we need to understand. So friends, unga ellarkume theriyum, when we try analyzing any editorial, right, there is one approach that we commonly use, and this approach is called as code. Right, so every editorial நம்ம analyze பண்ணும்போது we will be incorporating what is called as the code approach, where C stands for context. Okay, C stands for context. O stands for opinion. O stands for opinion. D stands for data. And your E stands for editorial takeaways. Editorial takeaways. Now, examination point of view, especially for UPSC பார்க்கும்போது, the takeaways matter a lot. So in the context of whatever takeaways that you will be learning, we will categorize this into what is called the ICES approach. So what does I talk about? I talks about the issues, right? C வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it talks about causes, right? E வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it talks about effects. And when we talk about S, we are talking about, say, solutions, suggestions, way forward, right? So this is called as ICES approach. Context, opinion, data, editorial takeaways. So in the context, let us understand few things, okay? So in the article பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், right, let us try incorporating code, CODE. So yes, context நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். The context of this article revolves around stunting as an issue, correct? So stunting பத்தி தான் இந்த editorial பேசுது. Next, talking about opinion, okay, நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து the author has given multiple multiple pointers to understand. For example, இங்க வந்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, stunting is often visible right at the time of birth. Nearly half of India's stunted children are already small when they are born. So these are the opinions of different people, right? So இந்த இடத்துல நிறைய opinions இருக்கு. Talking about data, right, இதுவே நம்ம first இங்க mention பண்ணிருக்க point itself is a data. So Poshan Abhiyan பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் the government has set a target to reduce stunting amongst children in India by at least 2% points each year. What has been the progress so far? That we will try understanding. So in the context, the author also goes on to say that stunting in India has not just been because of health or nutrition, but rather it is a complex mix of multiple factors. For example, social causes irukku, economic causes irukku, and multiple findings வந்து இங்க author சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. For example, take a look at it. Number one, the author talks about education. So education plays a vital role in breaking the cycle of stunting. That is what the author says. Because when you're educated, you're more aware. When you're more aware, you can take better decisions. So this has been cited. Next, இதே context பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, the author has also spoken about C-sections, where women who've got C-sections, right? So in the context, breastfeeding can be delayed, as a result of which somewhere it can aggravate the notion of stunting. Next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, the author has also spoken about the position of Adivasi communities, where Adivasis பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் with regard to food, right? Because sometimes even poverty is associated with some of them, right? The nutritional requirement is not effectively met. So in the மாதிரி பாத்தீங்கன்னா, many things have been cited, for example, including anemia, and how anemia is linked to the nutrition of women. And here, overall, what the author is trying to say is that stunting is a complex issue. Stunting is not just related to health, but stunting is also related to social and economic factors like poverty, unemployment, etc. And here there is one more thing also that we need to understand. The author says stunting enna pannum pathina, it locks families into an intergenerational cycle of deprivation. So this is a major takeaway, right? So this is the overall editorial. So one by one we'll try understanding this. So yes, code நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம், code approach. So context நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும், India's child stunting crisis is not improving much. There's not been great progress, and there are multiple reasons which are responsible for this. Talking about stunting, one thing you need to understand, stunting na enna? Basically என்னன்னா, அந்த particular ageக்கு அந்த childோட height is not that great. The child is short for that particular age. So Poshan Abhiyan பத்தி பேசும்போது, the target was to reduce stunting somewhere from 38.4% in 2016 to 25% by 2022, right? Many years have gone by, and இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னா, we have only brought it down by in a very minor level, right? And இப்போ currentா பாத்தீங்கன்னா, the rate is 37%. So there has not been much progress, right? That is what is the crisis. Next one பாத்தீங்கன்னா, talking about the major factors, number one is maternal health, right? So நீங்க இந்தியா பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, patriarchy is there, son meta preference இருக்கு. So நீங்க ஒரு family எடுத்துக்கோங்க where there is already poverty in that family, right? Men இருக்காங்க, women இருக்காங்க, children are there. The least priority is given to women and children. Why? Because there is a bias, and the bias is men are assets and women are liability. But here, if you talk about the circumstances, யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, ஒரு ஃபேமிலியில there's already a lot of poverty. Usually the man is the breadwinner of the family. So இந்த இடத்துல, if at all there is a health contingency on the man, it may affect the entire family, because he will not able to work, earn and provide food for the family. So here the men are prioritized. So in the context where women or health is neglected, nutritional requirement is neglected, இதாகும்போது பொறக்கிற குழந்தை is also going to have certain health related issues. So in the context, yes, number one, early marriages are there, teenage pregnancies are there, the bodies are not ready, right? So in the context sayum pathina, health implications can be there on the offspring, right? Anemia is a pressing issue, right? Lack of iron is there, required nutritional requirement in the body is less. So இது வந்து மதரையும் அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணுது, சைல்டையும் அஃபெக்ட் பண்ணுது. Next, when we talk about diet, right? India பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் many mothers வந்து they have carbohydrate rich diets, and here வந்து the requirement of essential nutrients is less. So this is also affecting. Next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, if you talk about other practices, breastfeeding பத்தி பேசினா, only 64% of babies are exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months, and sometimes cesarean operations wherein that can also delay early breastfeeding, and that can also have certain implications. Next என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, even with regard to child diet, only 11% of children under 2 get a minimum acceptable diet. So here, only if the diet is rich in nutrients, right, and effective in nutritional requirement, will the child also grow well. Cognition, body development, ellame nalla irukum. But here we are, again, there is a compromising situation. So going forward, yes, also with regard to socio-economic factors, yes, education அப்படின்னு பேசும்போது, what they say is, educated mothers-க்கு பிறக்கிற குழந்தை face பண்ற stunting related issues is much more lesser in comparison to those mothers, right, who have not studied much. So here there could be multiple reasons, but one of the major reasons is that when you're educated, you're aware of what is better for your health. The awareness is more. Decisions on health, on food can be taken in a better way. So in the context, education can also have an implication on health outcomes. poverty. So as it is ஒரு family povertyல இருந்தா affordability becomes a problem. Affordability issues இருந்தா you are compromising on nutritional requirements. Your dietary basket is not going to be adequate. Again இங்க ஒரு prioritization இருக்கும். More preference for the male, less preference for the female and the child. So here the child is not getting the nutritional requirement that it deserves. This can again aggravate the issue of stunting, right? So this is also there. Next, open defecation. Sanitation பத்தி பேசும்போது please try to understand contaminated water and poor unhygienic conditions இருக்கிறதுனால children tend to fall repeatedly sick. When this frequently happens, right, their gut health also becomes poor. So here the ability for good nutrients, right, to be absorbed from the food also weakens. So overall these are all the major implications which can be there because of one particular issue. So next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா we need to understand that yes, stunting as an issue has many implications, right? Causative factors நிறையா இருக்கு, outcomes and impacts are also many. For example, if there is a family, right, they are stuck in the cycle of poverty. Here education is less, unemployment is there, nutritional requirements are not effectively met. So if there is a mother, the mother has a child, intergenerational stunting will continue, right? Because there is a negligence on nutritional requirement. So inga vande it will constantly keep repeating as a cycle of poverty. So if the family takes efforts, right, education இருக்கு, right, skill developmentல engage பண்றாங்க, some amount of employment is there, right, there is improved standard of living. When that happens, automatically a greater emphasis on taking care of healthcare as well as on nutritional requirements will be there. So yes, stunting as an issue பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is correlated and is a complex web of multiple factors. So this is all the author has tried to say. So in the context, please go read about hunger, poverty, associated concepts, hidden hunger na enna, what is underweight, what is stunting, what is wasting. இந்த மாதிரியான concepts ஓட meaning understand பண்ண try பண்ணுங்க. Any reports and statistics if you come across, make a note of it. It can be used for value addition in mains, right? So all these are correlated issues. This is what the discussion is all about. I hope it was useful. Thank you.
Veranda IAS, where your dream becomes reality.